Hello, I'm Brianna. Welcome to My Life on Paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. And I am participating in Series 16 of Christy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches. Today's sketch is by Kirsten Hughes. I have photos of my middle daughter Meredith and her friends. It was a girls' trip, and I am trimming them down. Now, I've talked about this before, but I got my photos recently developed through Nations Photo Lab. I wasn't super impressed with them. I did try the border on the photos, which makes them smaller than the 4x6. So those instead of 4x4 photos, these are being trimmed down to 3.5 by 3.5. I went into my stash and I pulled out an old paper pad, and I don't have the cover of that paper pad, so I'm not sure where these papers are from. And there's probably two paper pads that I combined together because the colors are similar. So what I do is, in that case, is just pick out the scraps, see what scraps I need first, and then use the bigger papers for the bigger pieces. I still have a fair amount of this paper pad left, but I'm gonna work on killing it. I love it. It's very these nice brown colors, so very easy to use. This is going to be one of my longer videos this month. This month being the month that Christy has her 30 days of sketches, and the sketches are all exclusive to this series. And this month they are all two-page sketches. Um, and I've been able to keep them down to at least 10 minutes, but this one, and I believe it's because I'm making clusters, and it took me a while to get the clusters the way I like them, but I'm super happy with the way this turns out. So first I make a mat to back those two photos on the left together. And then I'm going to bring this paper in because I had two of these sheets and I could put one on the left and one on the right. And then I also had two sheets of this brown frame paper that I could use. So that is going to go on top of this. And, and normally I think I would just take little strips to put on the top and the bottom of this paper. But because I just have so much paper, I was okay. And it's kind of a time saver too when you can use two bigger sheets of paper like this, layering them on top of each other rather than trying to take a thin border, tucking it underneath, making sure it's even, that kind of thing. Here's a piece of paper that I had that was smaller, so I knew I just tuck it in up on top there. Now, I'm not totally happy with the size of these strips because I would have liked the backing of these photos to kind of be longer, taller, so that they don't just match up with the stripes on the outside, if that makes sense. I would want them to overlap more, but I'm going with it. And I think the same thing happens on this side where I'm gonna, and it goes you'll see in the sketch it goes the other way. I have this, I guess it's a gray or a taupe piece of paper, and I made it a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna put a white border around these photos and then layer it upon the gray or taupe cardstock. But you can see too that this cardstock just meets up with those strips on the left and the right side. And if I had been paying more attention, I would have really liked them to gone um, layering longer, and not just match up so nicely with those strips. I hope that makes sense. There is a playlist below, linked to everybody else that's playing along with 31 days of sketches, or 30 days of sketches, sorry. Not everybody is playing every day. I'm looking now, I've missed 3 days this week. What day are we on? Oh, we're on the 17th. So I am going to do my best. I know I have photos for at least two of those sketches, and I will add those to my, um, I won't have a video for those, but I'll add them to my layout share at the end of the month. The one that Helen did for day 15, I love it. And if there's a way I can figure out how to use that, she's got all these tiny pictures, and I know that it could be absolutely great if you have the right photos. So I got to figure out how to do that one, but um, we'll see. I'm sure there will probably be a couple more days before the end of the month that I also have to skip, but so far so good. I didn't like the little gap I had on the bottom, and because in the photos there is something that says like busy bee or something on there, I used this bee washi tape, and I don't think I've ever used that before, and it's in my stash. So I'm gonna put that on there. And then I have another little piece of scrap paper there. And see, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to move that photo around because I don't like the way that it kind of lines up. I'm going to end up moving it back up though. It just, yeah, to me, it's not right, but it looks the best there. So I'll glue down that scrap piece of paper as well as my photo and the scrap square up on the right hand side there. And then I will move to the right-hand side and get those photos glued down. If in case you're new here, I do love a good monochromatic layout, and I stay pretty monochromatic with this, with all the shades of brown. Um, I want to trim that piece down, and I just kind of folded it there to know where to cut it. And I don't use an absolutely lot of the ATG. I just get enough that it can get stuck down there. And then making sure that I leave a little bit space on the sides so that I can tuck those, scrap pieces in like is in the sketch. So next I go into my color box into the brown and I pull out anything that I think can work for this page. And these browns are a little bit different. Like I said, the one is kind of a taupey brown, but I'm just going to pull out everything I think that could work. I don't, pulling out my brown color box, I realize like I don't have a super lot of brown, which is okay. And so eventually, after I pull out everything and see what would work and what doesn't work, I had a light bulb moment. What took me so long, I'm not sure, but all of a sudden I thought, well, try white then. And so going into my white color box is going to really help me pull a lot more things in. There's that one tab on the top most part that next to the top photo there on the right, and it actually says April. That is an old Close to My Heart sticker, tab sticker from 20 years ago. And this was April, and there's just a little bit of green in there, but I am going to use that. I don't think there is a better place to use it. So, and it was fun, this layout. There's some outside things, there's some inside things. It's kind of, there's not like a theme going other than Girls Weekend. So I get to use a lot of fun things to decorate this page. I'm going to take the other side of that tab and put it inside this other brown tab. And so I've got, some things that look alike, and I'll have room for the date or the rest of the date on there since it says April. I also have these fun floral, it's a tab on top of the brown there, so I'm making sure to use that. Things that I've just had in my stash a long time that need to get out and loved on a page. And you can see the things that I picked out that I very quickly figure out aren't going to work. There's some really off browns that I thought maybe I could, that like that one, that I thought I could have gotten away with, and no. Um, there's some arrows there. When I have like maybe a little piece left of a collection, I'll punch some out. So those brown arrows are just like leftovers from a collection that I just used my punch on. I know there is a piece of paper that's down there that it was just I don't know, a trimmed off piece of either a um, 3x4 card or maybe just pattern paper, and it's just something that I thought would make a good embellishment, so I stuck it in my color box. The writing isn't even going the right way; it's going sideways. I don't care. I like it there, and I like the way it looks there. I'm going to put a word there. It says memories. I don't know where these words came from, but I have a whole bunch of them, and I'm going to use them on different places in those clusters. You can see there's a like a journaling bit on the left-hand side there. Um, yeah, it just stuff from my stash that I've been collecting. The tabs, those kind of off-white tags, are from Close to My Heart. Those are old. I've got these metal circle clips in my um, stash. Super happy to get those on a layout. I keep those. Those have been hanging out on my desk, so they remind me that I should use them. I know this was part of some collection, this little fence, and it's going to match the other piece I bring in, the other sticker, but I don't know where I would use a fence, but again, this is indoor or outdoor, and it's just something else to put on my cluster, on my cluster base there. Um, just for a little added interest. I've got the circle with the polka dots on it. Oh, those are shad knee buttons. So it's a little wood button with a camera on it. I think I have 4 left. I think I'm going to get all of those on the page. There goes my journaling. Oh, nope. That's another, could be a journaling block, but I'm going to use it as another cluster base. And then, oh yeah, I'm just going to glue those down with my ATG. And then with one of the stickers, it says Lovely Girl. So that's going to get tucked up by Meredith in the right upper corner. I would really like to know, has this inspired anybody to do some 2-page layouts? I know some people don't like to do them. And in certain situations when I have a whole bunch of photos, it just makes my day. Okay, here's this, like, it's a bird cage thing, and you can tell it matches the same color as the fence, so it came from the same collection. I don't know what I would do with it normally, but it lays really nice on this little journaling block. And then I'm going to put a tag with it, and on the tag, the word is going to say this, and then I will trim that up, and then I'm going to put an arrow with it so it's pointing towards the picture. This cluster is also going to get one of those metal circular rings and one of the shad knee buttons um, with the camera on it. I have put some twine through the tags that I am using, and I'm going to use one of those arrows that I've punched out of that old, pattern paper um, that I'm going to tuck in there. And then I have one of these 49 and Market frames, and it matches that kind of the pewter, I don't know, the whole kind of vibe and colors of this layout. So I'll put that there. And then I go back over to the right side. I'm going to finish up that cluster and just gluing that stuff down. I believe that arrow that's sitting there that I put some glue on is like Simple Stories. I got a whole bunch of different colored kind of chipboard. And so I'm going to put that there. And this one gets a tag as well. This tag gets a word, and that word says today. And I'll just trim that off. I did it I put them down upside down because I knew I wasn't going to be able to trim it on the left-hand side, being a right-handed person. So I trimmed it off on the right-hand side, flipped it back around, if that makes sense. And this one will also get that metal clip. And so I don't have a visual triangle on this page. It's like 4 corners going on here. This one also gets a shad knee button and a tag. The tag on that corner says friends. And then there's a little chipboard circle with flowers that'll go up there as well. Off camera, I cut out Girls Trip with my Cricut, and I will put that as the title, and you will see those in the finished photos. So thanks so much for sticking with me through the end. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.